Okay, what's up, guys? My name is TMossBoss, and I wanted to let you guys know about Anchor. Anchor is an app that you can download to record your podcast in the easiest way ever. Like, it doesn't require a whole lot to know. Like, you just pretty much press record and you just start doing your podcast and stuff. I don't know what you plan on doing, but you plan on doing something. That's why you're here. So, yeah, download Anchor, or you could go to their website, anchor.fm, and yeah, you could do it straight from your computer too. So yeah, it's easy. They distribute everything to they distribute your podcast to every streaming services like out there, Spotify, Apple Music, anywhere. Okay, and then you can monetize it, so you're making money off of what you love doing. All right, so people, make sure you do it. Make sure you download Anchor, or you go to their website, anchor.fm. I will talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for listening. Peace. Okay, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. And I'm going to be. To give you guys the whole backstory about why I'm going to be I'm gonna try to remember to do a series like this or more episodes like this, so I won't do one and then forget about it. But anyways, I wanted to start. I don't know. I guess giving off the best relationship advice that I can give off. There's these two brothers that I watch on YouTube. In fact, they're twins. They prefer to be called twins and stuff. They don't want to be called brothers and things like. Yeah, if you watch their videos, they're really funny guys. But Hodge twins, and they always do these videos where they're giving off advice, relationship advice. So I've been told that I give good advice, and I'm gonna put it to the test. Read a story, and then overall see where it leads me and things. So, first story or first thingamajigger I'm gonna help the person with. So it's gonna be a lot to read. Why did I plus vote that? But anyways, it's gonna be a lot to read. So I'm just gonna let y'all know. But this is a podcast. It's of course I don't even know why I had to say that, but anyways, this is on the relationship advice subreddit, so you guys can go there, find a bunch of different subreddits, or if you have a particular story that you want me to read, you can send me it on Twitter or Instagram, maybe. I don't know. Or comment on underneath one of my latest videos and stuff, and just be like, hey, this is for your podcast, blah blah blah. So, anyways, it starts off with saying, I'm a 26-year-old male. I'm 26 year. Wait, what? I 26. Well, it says I 26 am, meaning 26-year-old male, have been dating a girl 24 years old who's trans, and the talk about sex reveal, it's a bit complicated. Need advice, please. I'm need you. Okay, I'm gonna need to read this story and stuff. But anyways, okay, so last year, reading the story. Okay, so last year I met an amazing girl that I really like. She's stunning, great body, hilarious. We get in so well. Initially, we were just friends, but we have grown to like each other a lot. She revealed early on she's trans, and admittedly, it didn't bother me at all. Admittedly, what? I think he meant to say immediately. It didn't, but I don't know. I assume she had surgery, or if not, would one day. So in my eyes, that wasn't a big deal. We've been on half a dozen dates, kissed, and we both talked about taking it to the next stage, hooking up soon. She said before we do, she needed to be honest with me about herself. She says she's been on hormones for 4 years, but she's never had a bottom surgery, so she still has a man's privates. Wow, that's crazy. That's I don't know. She told him early on, but if it was up to me, I'd be like, I don't. We can be friends, but that's not me. I'm sorry. That's so much you don't want to heartbreak a person, but I'm like, nah, can't do that and stuff. But and she doesn't plan on it anytime soon, meaning she doesn't plan on cutting off her previously manhood. What previously was known as manhood, but now it's trans. I don't know, man. I don't know. But anyways, continuing on. I thought that wasn't a big deal. I mean, we could still have sex. She's a woman as far as I see. I've done see, that's the thing. Like, I feel like with audiences, I'm gonna try to keep this as clean as I possibly can, like without saying any words. But I've done, or he was like, she's, as far as a woman I see, I've done other ways of sexual activities with previous exes before. Okay, that was good. But then she said she's a top and doesn't bottom. Now, admittedly, I've never heard of any of that before, so I asked her to explain what she did. Basically, she is the one who does the nasty, doesn't do anything to herself, but like I'm trying to read this the best way I can, but without like being all inappropriate and stuff. But basically, is the pitcher, not the catcher. I was like, is that possible? I didn't think that was possible for girls on her hormones. She said it definitely is. She still gives herself happy moments with her manhood and can have sex. Her privates definitely work. I was stunned. I mean, as much as I enjoy sex, I'm straight and have never been interested in receiving sex for himself. He's not gay, and he's saying that men's privates don't do much for him. She says she realized it's a lot to take in, and if it's too much to have to think about, if I don't want to, she completely understands, and she doesn't gets this a lot. But she said if I'm interested in at least giving it a go. She promised she'll go at my pace and she'll give me a great time. Wow, this is something where I'm like, in my perspective, I'm like, no, that's not gonna happen. But like, people, they really be dealing with this stuff, man. I'm genuinely stuck. On one hand, she's amazing. I can't stress that enough. Like, a 10 to my average 6, and I don't see her as a woman, but she has she has a junk. She has man's privates and stuff. That's, he said it in a different way, but that's how I'm reading it. But generally, I don't like the thought of a man's privates being in my any way. But if it's attached to her, it's not really a gay thing, but a part of her body. So my head's confused. I hope I don't come across as homophobic at all. Do I just say no, I'm good, or cut my losses, or do I at least see what we can get up to before I decide? And he said, TRD, I don't know what that means. Girlfriend is a trans, but has a man's private, still is a top. I'm not, and I'm confused whether to give it a go. Okay, so it's like, he said he's not homophobic. He said he's not gay. So I would assume, like, that means, like, you don't want to have, like, no sexual activities with this woman. If it was up to me, like, yeah, I'm not gay, and I'm also not homophobic, but I would tell this person, like, hey, I don't do that. It wouldn't even get to a part where we were in a relationship. I would be good friends with this person because I believe being friends with anybody, but to take it as far as a relationship, that is something that I cannot do. Me, I don't know. Like, I'm not trying to sound rude, and I'm not trying to be rude, but I'm a good old-fashioned traditional person, man and woman. But I'm not saying that, oh, you have to go by that rule. You can go by whatever you want to go by. I'm just saying for myself, I'm traditional, man, woman, okay? So I hope that nobody doesn't take any offense to that. But, yeah, I'm like, that's something where it's like, bro, like, you know you're not gay, you know you're not homophobic and things, so this should just be a quick, simple, like, hey, I'm not into that, you know, like, it, I don't know, like, but if you want to try it, like, it's up to you, like, you had, like, I don't know, I feel like that something like that should even be taken to Reddit, like, that's where it's like, it's kind of crazy how, like, people just I don't know, like not so much as open, but just like they just tell it just all out there and stuff. Like I wouldn't even know how to like respond to something like that if it was like told to me in real life. Like I'll probably kind of be like, okay, like this conversation, I mean, like, all right, yeah, like I guess, like, you know, like freaking be free on telling me about your conversation. But I don't know. I'm like, that's up to you. Like, I mean, it's like I still don't know how to respond to this conversation. I'm like, it's like bruh, it's all up to you. Like this is your moment where you're on stage. All right, you're on stage. You have the microphone, so you are allowed, okay, without consequences or without anything. Like this is your time to shine. Now, whatever you want to do it, okay? Do it. But it's like that's somewhere I'm like, bruh, like what are you trying to get at here? Like, do you like because I feel like something like that you shouldn't even want like others to decide for you. I feel like that's something where it's like you should decide yourself. So that's I'm like that's somewhere it's like it shouldn't require like a whole like post on the subreddit and things. Like you should really like, I don't know, like, people, they be going on the internet for answers and stuff. I'm like, I guess with some things, but I feel like with something, like, I don't know, it's serious, but at the same time, like, not that serious. But it's something where it's like, bro, you should be the one deciding this, not others. Like, you don't want, like, if you seriously gonna have people take a vote on whether you should be in a relationship with this person or not, like, like, is that a real relationship? Like, is that a relationship? Like, you gonna, like, every, like, decision that you're gonna be making in this relationship, like, you gonna go to Reddit for it? Like, come on, bro. Like, you gotta do better than that. But anyways, I'm gonna read like I think I'm gonna do like maybe 2 each episode, or I guess it depends because I'm like I feel like I pretty much solved this one. Like, bro, it's up to you and things. Like, don't rely on Reddit and things to help you. I mean, people go on Reddit for a lot of stuff, but I'm saying like it's up to you, bro. It's up to you. But anyways, if I can make these long enough, then I will do one for each episode, but if it's gonna be shortened down and I have like a simple answer, then yeah, I'm gonna probably do like 2 an episode. So if it goes by fast. So here is the second story, and it's titled "My 24-year-old girlfriend." My 24. So wait a minute, my girlfriend. Okay, so I'm just gonna read it without the 24M, 24F, and 24. So. Because I'm like, it throws me all off. But my girlfriend basically cheated on me with my best friend of 11 years. That is messed up. That is messed up. I kind of already feel like I have a feeling what this one's going to be about. But dang. Let's just take a moment to just like, you know, feel sorry. Well, not feel sorry. I mean, this guy, he can find so much better. I'm like, that's just messed up though. Like, to the best friend. That's why I'm like, with any friends of mine, any friends, okay? I'm like, it's just the ex-girlfriends, the current girlfriends, the wives, whoever are off limits. You can no longer, I feel like that if she was to contact him, okay, like this, and this is where it's like if in a situation where I'm like, I don't know, like, I don't want to really like, okay, so you know what, no, forget it. I'm just going to use like this as an example, but my best friend, this dude, I've known him since I was 10 years old. This is like one of the closest friends I have till this day. Like, I have to say, he's out of all the friends I've had, like, I'm like that. He's the one guy I can call my brother. But there was this girl that he was dating like years ago. I think, yeah, they stopped dating like when we started high school and stuff. But if she were to contact me and would want to like talk or date or something, like me and this girl, we are friends on social media, but if she were to do that, I'm like, you dated my best friend. And that's something where it's like, I feel like that you don't have to get his permission for it, but just more so like, go talk to him about that. You know, like, hey, I'm talking to such and such. Like, is that okay? Because I'm like, I don't feel comfortable where it's like, I'm dating my best friend's ex. like, even though he is getting, like, he's currently engaged right now, but it's still, I'm like, that's somewhere, it's like, yeah, it's like, this relationship ended a long time ago, but I'm like, that's something where I'm like, I couldn't do that to him, you know, like, I got a lot of respect for my friends, and that's something that I cannot do. Like, if they're talking to this girl, if they like this girl, if whatever, okay, whatever, like, that's something where I'm like, I have to, like, there's boundaries that you don't cross. That's one of them, okay? So to this best friend, that's not your best friend. That man most likely does not care about you. But anyways, now reading the story. So he said, I need your help, folks. I'm not in the greatest mindset, and I don't really have anybody to talk to. So I'm turning to you guys here. Also, throw away because they both browse Reddit. Oh, dang. So they see this. Wow. But anyway, so I've been dating this girl for about 2 years now. We'll call her X. We also work together. Dang. Y'all work together? Oh my goodness. This is like a TV show. This is like an episode to a TV. If this was a TV show, I would watch it. I would watch it just to see what happens. But dang, that is messed up. But anyways, my best friend, who we'll call Z. Okay. So is he currently dating this girl, or is he like, dang, this, I don't even know. So I think he wants to, call her ex and call his best friend Z. I don't know what that means, but I guess, like, maybe that means, like, the ex-best friend. I don't know. But anyways, everything was going pretty well up until a few weeks ago. They would get off work at the same time and go to another bar with mutuals to have a couple of drinks, which would then lead them to hanging out at my house without me. I was mornings, they work nights, so I can't really stay out too late. I trusted him with my heart and nothing would happen. So of course I was cool with it. A couple of weeks ago, my ex revealed to me that she had feelings for him. Dang. That is just, that's messed up. That is, well, I guess if she hadn't done anything yet, and she was just all like, hey, like, I got feelings for your friend and stuff, I'm like, I would be hurt, but I would probably ask, like, did you cheat on me? Like, that's all I need to know. If you cheated on me, then it's like, you did me dirty, and I don't want you to do him dirty. But if you do have feelings for him, that you didn't cheat, like, you waited until you told me first, and then you decided to go ahead and then have a relationship afterwards, but you already had started this, I'm like, yeah, that's messed up. And I will most likely warn him and things about, like, hey, she just broke up with me for you, but I'm just letting you know, like, just pay attention to the picture here, like, because if she meets a guy and does the same thing to you, you gonna be hurt too. So anyways, but promise me nothing happened between them, and she will work on herself and us. Heartbroken and confused, I brushed it off as a hit to the relationship, but I wanted to push onward and let her redeem herself. Fast forward to a couple of days ago, Z tells me that he had both went out a couple of times a week to the bar, and X had slept over on the couch a few times, and she had been trying to make a move on my best friend. Of course, I trusted his words over hers, and as I have known him for almost half of my life, and we've been through a lot. So today at work, one of our mutual friends who is pretty close to Z revealed to me that Z and X had also traded nudes and cuddled on the couch. Wow. That is messed up. And it's like, if she's currently in a relationship with you, oh, I had broke up with her right then and there. I'm like, you done told me you had feelings for him, and now you guys are sleeping on couches together, trading off nudes and things. Like, no, I don't want to. No, I don't want to. I'm like, no, this relationship's over. Nah, they ain't going on anymore. So, anyways, Z had told him out of guilt one day when he was almost blackout drunk. I approached X as I'm getting ready to leave while she's getting ready to go as well, that I can't trust her anymore, and left before I say anything I will regret. Dumbfounded and heartbroken yet again, as neither X or Z had told me the truth. I had to find out from a mutual friend what really went down. I'm left with no trust with my best friend and my potential ex, and I don't know where to start. She's blowing up my phone, and she keeps insisting she loves me and inevitably shifts blame between her being drunk and her being stupid, and I keep ignoring it. I don't want to talk to her or anything. I want to talk to Z, but I don't even know if I can talk to him, let alone look him in the eyes. The two people I'm supposed to trust the most in life right now, and they single-handedly destroyed that in a fraction of time I've spent building it. I'm incredibly lost right now, and I don't even know where to start. Update. This blew up, and I'll try to get back to everyone, but I just wanted you guys to know how much this means to me. Reddit has once again prevailed as an amazing community, and I really, really, really want to thank you individually. Advice I was not able to obtain at the moment has been provided by you guys. Your kind words of encouragement and support means more to me than 1,000 hugs from anybody I know in person. I appreciate you. If I was rich, I would buy everybody around just for taking a moment of my life. I'm still ghosting both as she keeps messaging me. Man, does it feel good to see her grow and beg. Stay tuned for a couple of days, and we all will get work to. Okay, so yeah, I feel like, man, I want to like keep up to date. Somebody come in and saying just end it, dude, walk away, meet new people, and make new friends. That was incredibly disrespectful. Yes, it was disrespectful. That was super disrespectful. I upvoted this. I don't know if it'll like say Yeah, I'm saving this, okay? So I saved the post because I want to know what happens. But that is massively disrespectful. Like, whether that, and that's the thing where people be blaming alcohol and stuff, or like, look, blackout drunk, sober, buzzed, I don't care. Like, if it gets to the point where you're drinking and you know you're doing this stuff, and it's like, I'm like, no, like, you either have to stop drinking or you have to admit you don't care about me no more and you care about this person. And that's the thing where I'm like, when a person, like, they go and hurt another person's feelings and then they start feeling all bad, you sat down and you went over this plan in your head within a second of your life. You went over this plan that you don't want, that you have feelings for this person, okay? Like, you can't be with two people. And I know I don't want to be with a girl when she's being with another guy. It's funny because I was watching this movie called Fences. It's this movie called Fences starring Denzel Washington and Viola Davis. Now, in that movie, Denzel Washington was sleeping around with this girl and ended up having a kid with her. Do you understand how frustrated and upset that I would be if I was in this man's situation, to where, let's say, I'm like, okay, well, you know what? She does like him. So yeah, let's live together while you're dating my best friend and all that stuff. Then you guys end up having a kid and I'm here stuck alone. Like, it's stuff like that where I'm like, you have to understand when you hurt a person, or when you like that type of stuff, where it's like, if you are in a relationship with somebody, okay, you cannot do, especially their best friend, out of all of the people like surrounding us, you go after my best friend? Nah, I'm like, I could not. You know what? It's like, I can relate to this man, but I can't relate to this man. I remember when I was 10 years old, there was this girl that I had liked in school, and she was like, you know, and I, like, she knew it. I told her and stuff. And there's this kid that came to school. After that, I didn't even really want to talk to the kid anymore. He was my friend and stuff. But she had liked it. Because I think I had wrote her a letter and stuff and handed it to her. You know what elementary kids be doing and stuff. And she handed me the letter. Actually, no, because see, here's the thing. I was one of them like nervous, shy kids and stuff. I was like, maybe until I start to know the person, that I won't be as nervous and shy. But so I handed my friend the note to hand to her. Then she handed him a note back. And then it was just like big and colorful that she liked. You know what? Because I don't remember his last name. I just know that his name was Joey. Okay, so she, put in these big, colorful thing that she liked Joey. At that point, broken. I was broken. And it's stuff like that where I'm like, do you not understand me? As a kid, like, okay, but as a grown adult, like, as a kid, I guess I can understand, because y'all are kids. You guys don't really understand that stuff yet. One would think that, you know, maybe you're all like, oh, dang, like, he's really hurt by this and stuff. But as you get older, when you're in your 20s, you've experienced and seen a lot of love, okay? You've seen it. And to have, like, your heart broken like that, that's like your family saying that they don't want to be, they want somebody else to be your family. Or they want another, like, son or sister or whoever and things. They don't want you in the family no more. They want somebody else. That, like, that's a heartbreak. That's, like, that's heartbreaking to hear those words. It's heartbreaking for, like, that's, man, I'm like, it's stuff like that where it, like, it gasses a person up. And they're just like, a person is mad. Like, I am mad for this guy right now. I'm mad for him. Because I'm like, that's just messed up where it's like, yeah, pretty much what he was saying. Two people he thought he can trust, and they just betrayed him like that. They seriously betrayed him. And it's like, even the best friend, I'm like, bro, you could have stopped this. You could have stopped this. That's why I'm like, yo, people, they need to go through like a best friend school or something. Like, what would you do in this situation? And put it to the test. But I'm like, that's like, yeah, that's just messed up. Like, you know, the girlfriend, I'm like, I don't know. But the best friend, I'm like, bro, you've known him for like, I think he was saying like 10 plus years, 11 years or something like that. How long he say he know him? Of 11 years. You mean to tell me you've known this guy for 11 years and you betrayed him within a day? You are within like the time frame of this was happening and stuff. 11 years. You threw 11 years away. Like, that's why I'm like, this guy had to have been tired of being his friend. Or he thought that like or the guy that wrote that post on this subreddit, the relationship advice subreddit, he thought that this guy was his best friend, but in the other guys, the best friend's eyes, no, he's probably all like, oh, this is just some guy I know. This is just a friend. Like, you know, I've known him for some time and things, but he doesn't see you there. You guys aren't on the same page. You guys are not on the same page of being best friends. So that's why it's like, seeing that, I'm like, yeah, that's he obviously didn't care. The girl, I guess, you know, she cared and stuff, but yeah, I'm like, that's seriously messed up. Like, I would, like, I guess, like, talk to her and things, but it's like, I definitely, because she did come out and did say that she had feelings for the other guy, and that's kind of hard. Like, you know, it's just, like, I feel like a person just being, like, you know, so confused, like, dang, I'm over here trying to give off advice and things, like, I would say, like, you know, just pretty much what that guy had said, like, ignore it, move on, or yeah, just like, you know, find some new people to be friends with and things. But I don't know, like, the friend of 11 years versus the girlfriend of 2 years, like, I don't know, like, I would want to hear her side of the story, but I'm like, you got to tell me everything. You have to tell me everything at this point, because I'm already hurt. I don't care anymore at that point. I'm already hurt, okay? So I'm like, and everybody is different, so I don't recommend this for everybody to do it. Shit, I don't even know if I would do something like that. But I would say, like, tell me everything, because I'm like, I need to know. I need to know everything that happened. Don't leave out nothing, okay? Because I need to know. It's like, we done made it this far. I'm already hurt and heartbroken, so at this point, I don't even care. Tell me what happened, and I'll see how I feel, okay? But I feel like once when I know the truth, once when I know everything that went down, but I'm like, yeah, then also, like, trading nudes and stuff, I'm like, how do you, man, I don't know. Maybe because I ain't never been blacked out drunk before. Like, I've been drunk, but I ain't never been blacked out drunk and stuff, so I wouldn't know. But, yeah, I'm like, I'm like, man, people, I'm like, that's like, people, stop drinking. Stop, seriously, stop drinking. That's why I'm like, I don't really drink that much. I told somebody, they asked me today, or when did they ask me? I can't remember the last person. I was like, I just remember it was like last time I was asked if I drink, and I said no. I stopped. That was my sister. She asked me if I wanted this, like, wine that she got from this bachelorette party. I'm like, nah, I stopped drinking. I don't drink anymore. It's like, ain't no fun in it and stuff. You get drunk, then you get like, you can't even walk straight. It might end up throwing up because you didn't had too much alcohol and stuff. Yeah, it's just too much of a requirement for alcohol. It's like that. None of this stuff happens when you drink Red Bull. I know I ain't gonna cheat if I have a girlfriend and stuff. I know I'm not gonna cheat on her drinking a Red Bull or some Fiji water or a protein shake. So that's why I'm like, yeah, people, they be trying to blame alcohol on that stuff. I'm like, look, then stop drinking. This is honestly, I'm like, my thing is, though, this ain't the first time you've done something like this. And I'm like, not the cheating stuff, but like sending out nudes and talking to guys when you're like blacked out drunk and stuff. And this can be for guys too. Like, this ain't the first time. So it's like, stop drinking. If this stuff is going to happen now and then got to the point where close people done got involved, you need to stop drinking. To them people, I feel like that's more so like advice to them. Like, you need to stop drinking. Okay, figure out a way. You need to send this guy to Disney World. Okay, like, this guy, he needs everything possible. And I'm like, when the new PlayStations and Xbox come out, y'all, you need to buy him that. Okay, and about 15 years of Xbox Live. Okay, like, you need, all right, to this man, like, It's stuff like that where it's like, you be reading that and it's like, bruh, like, how do you even, like, man, that's messed up. That's seriously messed up. It's like, I guess, like, yeah, continue doing what you're doing, but I would, like, see what the girl has to say and things. And but the best friend, I'm like, bro, I've known you for 11 years and you do some stuff like this. Like, it's like, I always say, like, if I were to ever get cheated on, like, I wouldn't be mad at the guy that's there, because I'm like, if it's some random guy, I'm like, okay, he didn't know she was in a relationship and things, or she didn't tell him. But if he did know, then yeah, then that I'm just gonna have to steal on that man. Like, then I'm like, oh, so you knew. All right, then. Well, then I'm like, I can't hit women, but I want to do some bodily damage. Okay, so I'm like, yeah, I definitely, I don't know, like, yeah. But it's like, the thing, it's like, it's a friend that you know of like years. Like, you've known this guy. He said he's known this guy half of his life, so you've known him for some time. And he does something like this. It's different when it's a random person, but when it be your own people, like, yeah, then it's like the trust is lost. That trust is lost. Like, imagine a 20, 30 foot, like, hole, but the walls are smoothing out. There's no possible, there ain't no ladder, there's nothing. You have to figure out a way to get out of this hole. And I feel like that trust is at the bottom, plus buried. It is buried and all the way at the bottom. So that trust, you are going to have to work day and night. To the girl and the guy, you're going to have to work day and night. Especially the friend of 11 years. You're going to have to work harder. The girl, I guess, like, yeah, they wasn't really dating that long. But still, it was a couple of years, Like, it was a couple of years. That was pretty much, yeah. That was his girlfriend. It wasn't like they were just dating and stuff. Like, no, that was his girlfriend and things. So I'm like, that's messed up. That's seriously messed up. I'm surprised this man, because like, I'll never forget the one story. It was this porn star, and because I think that man ended up getting life for that. But there's this porn star. She was like going around. I don't know if she was necessarily cheating on him. I think she did have a guy over at the house, and I would assume that he had to catch them in the act of something. But that man went off, and I think people, they don't realize that, like, this man could have went crazy and killed somebody. So I'm like, luckily he's just telling this story on Reddit, and he ain't did nothing crazy and stuff. But I'm like, you gotta understand, like, people, when they lose their mind, they lose their mind. Their mind, seriously, puts on their shoes, grabs their suitcases, and walks out of his head. So when he loses his mind, when he goes crazy, you have to understand, like, you brought this on yourself. You brought this on yourself when you decided to cheat on him, but not that, but to cheat on him with his best friend. So yeah, that's like, man, That's a hard one. That's seriously, that's a hard one. I'm like, I really feel sorry for that man. I really do, because I'm like, that's something like that. I'm like, you know what? I'm like, I'd seriously, I'd be like, cause I'm like, there's so many routes that you could go down, like, cause me, I try to be like that nice and caring person, but I'm like, ain't nobody cared about me when this stuff was going on, so why should I care about anybody else? That's why I'm all like, yeah, I'm like, you know what? Like, I'll hear what everybody has to say, and overall, like, I'll think to myself whether I should, like, be cool with these people or not. But if I'm just, like, upset, then I'm like, you know what? Like, maybe one day we can all talk again. You know, like, I am a forgiving person, but I don't know. I do not know. At the time being, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be mad. I'm gonna be heated. But yeah, that's man. This is the first installment of relationship advice. Like, and this is the most depressing relationship advice stuff. I mean, the first one, the guy uses like, oh, I don't know whether. I'm like, man, you know what? Freaking, if you want to date the trans woman, date her. But if you don't, then don't. But with the second one, that I'm like, man, you need to buy some black Air Forces and scare some people. But anyways, I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode. I'm going to try to do more episodes like this. I might do, yeah, because I'm thinking, I'm like, yeah, if I continue on doing stuff like this, and it's like, I just need to, like, there's a lot of stuff that you can talk about on Reddit and things. Like, that's some crazy stuff. I'm like, yeah, I'm like, bruh. Like, all right, there's a coworker at my job. We always be talking about stuff on Reddit, and I'm like, yeah, I can't wait to tell him that. Like, I'm like, man, it's gonna be some crazy stories. But anyways, yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. If you're viewing this on YouTube, like and subscribe. If you're viewing this on the podcast streaming service, make sure you follow or subscribe, however it's set up. If you're using, make sure you use my promo code TMossBoss on SeatGeek. It will knock $20 off your first purchase. So make it happen, people. Go do it, and I will talk to you guys later. Thank you for watching and or listening, and peace.